Hello and namaskar. Welcome to IIPA's special show Stalwarts Speak. I am Rakhee Bakshee. As always, we are now talking to another bright mind, somebody who is bringing with her a lot of insights into new areas of governance and also her own experiences of how she cracked UPSC exam because she represents the batch of 2020. She is Vishakha Yadav. We are going to ask her more about her own experience and as to how she really arrived where she is now. Thank you for joining us, Vishakha, first of all.
Thank you, ma'am, for having me here.
So tell us about your background as to what background you had in terms of educational qualification.
Ma'am, I am born and brought up in Delhi. I did my schooling in Delhi itself and I pursued computer engineering in Delhi College of Engineering. Thereafter, I have worked for 1.5 years as software developer in Cisco Systems, Bangalore. I got through IIM Bangalore interview, going by the usual trend of cracking the engineering exam and thereafter upgrading your skills to go into the management section. And this was my third attempt when I cleared the UPSC exam. And my first two attempts, I could not get through the prelims. And I failed there itself, and I was working also. So I left my job and everything for my third attempt, and that's when I got through.
So here it is, viewers, for you also that Vishakha, as she's saying, could not even clear the prelims, but here she is an IAS officer now and talking to us all, and that explains, Vishakha, and you can share more as to how one must keep trying to be successful.
Yes. So usually what my experience is that we all usually try our best to give whatever we have studied and done in the very first attempt, but sometimes it doesn't turn out the way we think it should be. So my takeaway from this entire journey of preparation and leaving my job, which was very well reputed and comfortable, was that you should not be disheartened with the failures. You should keep trying, keep working hard, and I think hard work eventually comes back to you.
Yes, a very good message that you're sharing with us. Tell us more about the methodology of your study. How did you prepare actually? So what time one should start preparing? What all should one study? And how one should maintain these, long period of study to be able to crack UPSC?
So my first two failed attempts actually gave me a lot of learnings as to what was missing in my preparation. So there are two parts to it. Firstly, there are people who are full-fledgedly preparing for the UPSC. Secondly, there are people who are preparing part-time along with their work. So for both of them, I would like to say, first of all, time management is the key. You have to treat your syllabus as a Bible. You need to be very thorough with your syllabus and previous year questions, and then you need to start and base your preparation based on that. It's very important to have a very concise and specific timetable as to what topics you will be covering in a matter of days or weeks, and then try your best to stick to it. That's how you'll be able to measure the progress, and you'll be able to see what all you're learning and how it is improving over the weeks and months. Second thing is, I think test series play a very important role in UPSC preparation because of the huge amount of syllabus and the sheer volume of the syllabus we have. It's important that we keep practicing for all the two stages, mostly prelims and mains. Prelims is a game of practice completely. The more you practice test papers, questions, you will develop the ability to eliminate the wrong choices better, which will fetch you better marks. Mains, on the other hand, is a game of articulation. It enables you to consolidate all your learnings, all your theoretical plus the current affairs, and you should be in a position to write it and articulate it better in a time-bound manner. So again, that also requires a lot of practice. So while we are starting our preparation, it's important that we keep practicing MCQs also, and we keep focusing on answer writing also.
What is your message, or rather the secret or the mantra that you would like to share with other young aspirants who are looking at you as your icons also and who would like to actually be successful when they go for UPSC? What is it? What are the tips they should keep in mind?
Firstly, believe in yourself Believe that your hard work will bear good fruits. Don't be disheartened with your failures. Secondly would be keep practicing. The more you practice, the more refined your preparation will get. Thirdly and very importantly, since our syllabus is so huge, please try to stick to one source per topic, so that in the end you're not bogged down by the sheer amount of books, because revision forms a very important part of our preparation. And I wish all of them a very best. And
we are also looking at your assistant secretaries, as somebody who's just entering into a new era of governance. You are in a time where India is really progressing or trying to progress a lot. How would you put yourself in your role as somebody who's shouldering responsibilities? Citizens are looking at you. You have to deliver also. At the same time, you have to deal with so many other factors. So how would you really look at it, as a major challenge or something that comes with this kind of experience?
I think, ma'am, when we start preparing, even if we are giving one attempt and getting selected, I think it takes almost 2 years, 1 year of preparation and 1 year of the exam giving. So when we invest 2, 3 or multiple years trying to give an exam, it somewhere prepares us mentally that what we are signing up for. So firstly, even the preparation teaches us a lot of mental strength and balance. We improve as an individual when we prepare for UPSC, and I have felt it myself. More composure, more balanced opinions, and better understanding and broader understanding of things. Secondly, we go to, after selection, we go to academy. There we are nurtured in multiple ways. Different aspects of our personalities are being brought up. Focus on sports, focus on inter-service camaraderies. So a lot of exposure is given. But the major part of learning for our service happens in the district training, which we have just accomplished. There we go in our cadres, in our respective districts, and we get to connect with the people firsthand. We get to observe the problems, the setup of administration, how things actually work on ground, outside the books which we had read. So that gives a lot of experiential learning. But that just forms the bottom part of the administration. So what this assistant secretaryship is trying to give us is a more wholesome picture, where we are able to connect the bottom learnings which we just had to the uppermost broader policy level framework. So that now when we are again posted in our districts again, we are able to understand how the government of India, the top level works, and how we should be able to deliver the fruits of the upper level policies and frameworks better in the functioning of the bottommost and root of the people.
So I would like to ask you a very simple question in a little different manner. When you prepare for UPSC, you go through all kinds of emotions.
Yes.
You are dealing with maybe sometimes your personal ones. You're dealing with family, society, friends. You have to sacrifice a lot. You have to concentrate on study, then management of study itself. And now when you come to service, then I think some of these threads again continue in that way. How would you really like to put it all in terms of what you go through during the period of preparation, and then when you become successful and join the service, how you deal with some of those values that you actually sustain throughout?
It takes a lot of mental stability and strength, even in preparation, and more so after getting into the services. Because when we are preparing, the psychological challenge is to bear with the pressure of career, parents, our own aspirations. But when we enter the service, the pressure becomes manifold, and there are a lot of factors, as you have correctly mentioned, ma'am, whether it's a political angle, personal angle, administrative angle. So I think most of the learnings we have is experiential, as even in the lecture today it was being discussed by Secretary Sir, that 70% of the learnings and growth and improvement we have is within our service through the learnings. We keep trying out new things, sometimes we succeed, sometimes we make mistakes, and the learnings we carry forward actually help us grow into a better individual for ourselves, for our peers, for our family, and that's how we learn to manage things.
Do you think you also learn to be innovative, because you sometimes deal with so many problems that you need to be innovative in solving them, isn't it? Citizens are looking at you.
Yes, ma'am. So ma'am, I think there is not one way of doing things. Even completely and thoroughly 200% sticking to rule book doesn't really bear fruits. At the end of the day, what matters is that we should be able to deliver efficiently, and it should be in the public interest. So even if some innovative ways are taken forward away from the conventional ways of doing something, as long as it's happening in the public interest, I think it pushes us forward to. And coming from a technical background, I always have this ability to approach things in a different way, in a better way, or try out something new.
That we can actually see also.
Yes.
And so that lends me to another question is, so how to look at digital infrastructure, a lot of emphasis.
Yes,
we also saw that in the session. How do we make ourselves more tech savvy? We still have problems where digital India has to really spread far and wide. What would you say?
Digital technology is the next big thing, ma'am. I think we cannot evade it, but we also need to be wary of the fact that almost like major chunk of the population, especially the rural districts, still don't have that kind of digital literacy, and the gap and even the infrastructure, which is still lacking. Being in a city, sitting in a city, it's very easy to say that, you know, we need to be technologically proficient and tech savvy and use everything digital. But for that, I think a lot of groundwork, and we only need to do that as we are going forward in our careers. We need to ensure that on the ground, digital infrastructure is in place. Something like my experience says that something as small as getting Wi-Fi connected in a video office or a tehsil in a tehsil, that also could be a major thing. So digital infrastructure, digital literacy, and ensuring that the connect and the services provided are consistent and smooth, so that even when we have left the office, the system remains. So that kind of solid infrastructure we need to develop, so that the larger goal of Digital India is accomplished.
So quick answers for two quick questions. Yes. One, your thoughts about public administration today, and also your vision for India at 2047.
Ma'am, I can see public administration in our country is definitely improving, and improving in leaps and bounds. From what we were a decade back, now we can see how much transparency, how much growth is evident in so many verticals, whether it's health or any other sector. And currently I'm working in Department of Land Resources. It's under Ministry of Rural Development. We deal with land records. Land is the major chunk, and revenue records form the essence of everything. So now I can relate that a decade back, where we could find land records in papers, struggling, old papers, torn papers. Now we are moving towards an era where everything would be available online, every record would be integrated throughout the country, and with the press of one click, we'll be able to see all the list of farmers or whatever they need. So that is the kind of improvement we are seeing. And for 2047, I can see my peers working on such amazing projects in other ministries also. So what I can see and say is, in 2047, we aim to be more citizen-centric, more technologically proficient, and a better governed country in all the aspects. And we all will try our best to have that goal done.
Thank you so much, Vishakha. It was wonderful talking to you, and I'm sure with each interview that I learned a lot from you as well. And that was Vishakhas Yadav talking to us here at IIPA. We wish her all the very best, and thank you for watching this show.